Hello, my dear biology students. Okay, so welcome back to another class from the Heredity and Evolution from CBSE board. So we are in the topic Mendel's laws. Okay, Mendel's laws నన్నైతే చాలా మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ అడిగారు మెండల్స్ లాస్ మీద ఒక వీడియో తీయమని. సో ఎందుకంటే అది కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉంది ఏ లా ఆఫ్ డామినెన్స్కి ఇండిపెండెంట్ అసార్ట్మెంట్కి. సో టు క్లారిఫై దోస్ థింగ్స్, సో ఐ మేడ్ దిస్ a video exclusively for those who asked me. And here, and if you want to more notifications and more updates, please subscribe the channel and click the bell icon. Okay, we'll start the session. So here, Mendel's laws of inheritance. Who is Mendel? Okay, who was Mendel? Mendel is the scientist. So here Mendel is a scientist. We can say him as a scientist. Why? Because when the situations are not normal during that time, means there is no technology, so there is no scientific equipment during that time only. So he conducted many experiments regarding to the genetics. Okay, regarding to the genetics. So అందుకని ఏంటంటే, సో ఇక్కడ మెండల్ గురించి చెప్పుకోవాలి. సో మెండల్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్, so he conducted thousands of experiments in the pea plants, so that we'll get the knowledge about the genes and factors and the proportions we'll get if we crossbreed different types of plants. Okay, so according to Mendel, so that's why he is known as father of genetics. So Gregor John Mendel's laws. Here we are studying Mendel laws. Here 3 laws he proposed. One is the law of dominance, and then law of independent assortment, and law of segregation. Okay, law of dominance. In the name only we have dominant. When we'll say dominant, so when two kids are sitting, one boy is saying, one boy is listening. Always when boy is saying, one boy is listening. So that at that time we'll say this boy is dominant. Yes, means he is expressing and another boy is not expressing. So this type of situation only we are taking here. So law of dominance is nothing but only dominant traits అంటే ఏమని చెప్పాను, F1 జనరేషన్లో ఏ క్యారెక్టర్స్ అయితే కనిపిస్తాయో, సో అలాంటి క్యారెక్టర్స్ని మనం డామినెంట్ ట్రైట్స్ అంటాం. సో డామినెంట్ ట్రైట్స్ విచ్ వి గెట్ ఇన్ ద F1 జనరేషన్, so those dominant traits are going to express in the F1 generation, and the remaining pair of characters, which is not expressing, which is suppressing here, okay, which is suppressed by the dominant traits, are known as recessive traits. Okay, recessive traits, dominant and recessive. Okay, dominant traits and recessive traits, only dominant characters are going to be expressed. So here these dominant characters or dominant traits we always express with the capital letter, small capital T, capital R, capital Y. So here T indicates tallness. Okay, and when we talk about the height of the plant, here one character will be tallness and one character will be dwarfness. Okay, so that tall character will be the dominant trait, and that dominant trait only is going to be expressed in the F1 generation, in the phenotypic generation. So in the phenotypic ratio, maximum will get this dominant characters, and the law is known as law of dominance. Law of dominance is nothing but in the cross pollination or self pollination. So in the first one, cross pollination only, in the F1 generation we are doing the cross pollination between the two different types of species. So in that species we are going to be cross pollinating. So for example, here capital T, another character is small t. So when we are cross pollinating, we'll get a hybrid. So here that hybrid will be, one is capital T, another one is small t. So with this pair of alleles we'll get a hybrid. So in this hybrid phenotypically, so this generation is known as F1 generation. In the F1 generation, so what the character will get in the hybrid will be tall. The hybrid will be tall. So here what is dominating trait? Tallness is the capital T is the dominating trait, and the recessive trait will be small t. Recessive trait will be small t. Very simple. Dominant traits are going to express in the F1 generation, and another one is going to be suppressed, and that suppressed trait will be the recessive trait. Suppressed trait is known as, recessive is nothing but which is suppressed. Okay, which is suppressed characters is known as recessive trait. And the next one, law of independent assortment. Law of independent assortment, here we have to remember only one point. Remember this. Yes, right. So what is the point you have to remember? A pair of traits segregate independently. Segregate means separate independently. See here, separate independently is nothing but, for example, same hybrid we are taking. Now it is in the parent generation. When during the sexual reproduction, this is going to segregate. Segregate means separate. Only half of the chromosomes are going to enter into the offsprings. Half of the chromosomes are going to be enters into the offsprings. What we call this? Separation, isolation, segregation. So three terms we can use here: separation, isolation, or segregation. So it is separating independently, it is separating, so it is not influenced by the other. So independently it is separating, and this separated trait or this separated alleles are going to be enters into the progeny, The offsprings will get the same character, from the parents. Okay, from the parents. So this kind of segregation and at the same time so first one, they are separating. Afterwards, it is assorting into the progeny. It is assorting. Assorting means giving the character or the allele independently to the progeny. Okay, so here one is segregation, another one is the assortment. Okay, assorting. So first one, they are separating or segregating independently. After separating, then they are going to be assorting to the progeny. Remember this sentence, only one sentence, you can elaborate the answer. So a pair of traits are going to be segregate independently, then it is assorting to the progeny independently. Okay, so this law is known as law of independent assortment. Next one, law of segregation. Okay, law of segregation, here in the law of segregation is we'll talk in the meiotic division. So meiotic division is nothing but haploid division, the half division. Okay, so when this haploid division takes place, this takes place in the formation of gametes. It takes place in the formation of gametes. Okay, so segregation is nothing but separation. So for example, female contains 2 X chromosomes. Female contains 2 X chromosomes. Male contains XY chromosomes. Here this is going to be segregate into the ovum. Only half of the chromosomes are entering into the ovum. This division is known as meiotic division. It is also known as haploid division. Same thing in the male also. The sperm cell will get only one chromosome, either X or Y, either X or Y. This kind of separation or this kind of division is known as meiotic division, and the law will be the Mendel's law of segregation. Very simple. Revise the topic, practice the flowcharts, practice the Punnett squares. Easily you will get the complete heredity topic. Okay, is it clear? Really? So really, if you understand this topic, please like, share and comment. Especially you have to comment. Why? Because so that if I did any mistakes, I can able to rectify, and at the same time you will get the better classes from me. So for more biology classes, please do subscribe the channel, and at the same time click the bell icon for more notifications. Thanks for watching.